calm and sure grittiness.
It starts with an attitude. We need swagger, okay? Regardless of what happens out there. Doesn't matter. Keep your swagger.
Hey, welcome into this week's edition of Sit Start Saturday. We're your hosts, as usual, Alan and Jay. Before we get going into the usual Sit Start shenanigans, big news coming out yesterday. Jack Hughes out for some kind of undisclosed amount of time. We may know more later today, but it was a hand non-hockey injury, and we've come to find out it was incurred at a team dinner. I don't know, take it away, Jay. You look like you got something to say.
It's such a freak accident, and it is so emblematic of everything wrong with Band-Aid boy hockey players. And it is so supposedly he broke his hand or had a cut on his hand from leaning on a glass, which broke and then caused said cut, which he is now missing professional hockey games for. Okay.
Who knows how long, right? Like, I don't know. Like, and that's hopefully it didn't hit a nerve. Like, hopefully it's just like a bad cut and, 1 to 2 weeks.
Alan, like, you and I are not professional hockey players, but we do indeed have
no.
two hands each. Have you ever broken anything by leaning on a glass? Like,
no.
How does this occur? I am blown away, Alan.
I don't know.
I am blown away. Speechlessness. And anything that causes me to be so speechless is exactly.
I forget how much he makes. I wonder if he's gonna have like just a few people follow him around. Like they cut his food for him. Maybe someone like pre-chews his food for him and feeds it to him like a baby bird.
He needs to
he
be
doesn't have to worry about choking.
100%. Like what's the whole thing where it's like like Crosby had his food all put into a blender. They put steaks and mashed potatoes at a certain point, but his jaw was wired shut. Alan, what in the world could we give for the reason? What in the world could we give for a reason for Jack Hughes, man? I am blown away. I am just...
this is exactly why. And it's not even hockey related. Like, this is exactly why I'm like, yeah, I would rather draft probably anyone else around that first round turn than Jack Hughes. And this is exactly why.
Shoulders. I understand. Like torn ACLs. I understand. What in the world is this accident? And this is still causing him to miss games. I guess, Alan, it does make it possible for us to say, hey, don't start him today because he's friggin' out from leaning on a glass and is out and broke his hand. I don't even. Anyway.
But from a fantasy perspective, I think Nico Hischier probably gets the biggest bump here. And then it does look like Stefan Noesen is finally on Power Play 1. I don't know if he was there before, but I checked this morning. And it looks like he is finally back on Power Play 1 if he was not there before.
I'm going to have to
and then I don't know if we saw lines prior to that first game or not, but Bowen Byram, Buffalo Power Play 1, if no one had seen that or caught that prior to. And then Vegas, some random dude on Power Play 1. Literally some random dude. Because I know I retweeted it and a few people were like, oh shit, thanks.
I would also say the value
Braden Bowman.
Sorry, Alan, I'm maybe unlike Hughes, and maybe also like Hughes, I need to let go and can't let go of that glass when it hurts you. But essentially, I think the guy bumping up is not just Nico Hischier, but and then also I guess they're moving. Is it Timo that's getting Power Play 1 now? So I guess he's slotting into that.
You know what? Again, like that was a team where they're like, yeah, we're gonna like tinker based on opponent. So Timo could have already definitely been getting Power Play 1. Yeah, I see Noesen, Hischier, Bratt, Meyer, and Hughes. The healthy Hughes. I know Luke was already getting it because Hamilton's out. Brat was already a lock. Meyer, I feel like Meyer was kind of in and out. I don't know who else would have been possible, but yeah. No, I feel like we're starting to get kind of thin, kind of fast in Jersey.
I'm just like looking through the names, right? I'm trying to remember because Nason obviously probably was the least recognizable one jumping in.
No, he was on their power play one most of last year.
Yeah, he had a history of it, and then out at certain points, and then he dropped down. And
he's nice. He was just good enough, depending on how deep your league was. Like you couldn't drop him because he gave you pretty good lifts and was good on power play. Just couldn't drop him.
You also weren't confident if you dropped him that you would returningly, I guess, be able to get him back. Yeah. I know that.
Because someone would be like, no, man, I've been waiting for you to drop this guy. He's mine. All right. Let's go ahead, jump in. Here we go. I think it starts with Mimes here. So who to bench for tomorrow? Yeah, because it was at midnight. So he's got to be talking about today. Cats League, he needs goals. Tuck, Nylander, Thomas, Fantilli, Kyrou. Actually, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with Blades here. I actually think it's Kyrou.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna scroll through to grab some of the names. Yeah. That's all. Let's see again. I would.
Yeah, it's like you just scroll all the way to the bottom and then kind of just go back up.
I'm gonna borrow one of your screen there. Blades. Oh no, it's not start. It's not starter bench, is it? It's starter bench. Starter bench. Okay, Blades. Why am I not able to see this one? Or unless the hold on. Okay,
it's up a little ways.
Okay. I would probably bench. So he's got one guy that he's got a bench and everyone else he's starting. Is that the take?
Yeah, okay. And he's looking for goals. And see, I feel like the last time I was like, yeah, man, bench Tuck. He's a scrub. Like he had like 1 or 2 goals that day. And I feel like Toronto, the state they're in, like, yeah, you got to play Nylander.
It's kind of weird, eh? Like Buffalo, I feel like my impression of Buffalo was that they were getting better, and then I look at the standings and they're still bottom of the league. Like it's a really bizarre angle. Like you're looking at Tuck as well.
I feel like they're one of those teams that like, yeah, they're scoring, but they're also getting just caved in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a both ends problem.
The high event hockey.
He's still on power play 2. Is that
Tuck is that really? That doesn't.
Is that still going? Because who else would they have on power play 1 instead of him? So that Jack Quinn.
Right. That doesn't make sense.
Jack Quinn, Bowen Byram,
Isaac Rosen.
Who?
This Ostland guy? What?
Noah Ostland. What? Anyways, I don't.
What are they thinking?
Maybe it's Kyrou. Maybe it is Tuck. I think Thomas and Fantilli. The other one too is if you're benching Kyrou and Thomas, they're kind of like correlative, right? So maybe if I'm looking just at these guys, you're hoping and praying that the Leafs, the Blues, and Columbus all take off, and then it's just Buffalo that gets crapped on. Whereas if you bench Kyrou, then you're kind of weirdly hoping that Tuck, like Buffalo, Leafs, Blues, and Columbus do well, and then somehow Kyrou is just like free skating on every Blues goal. So maybe the play is Tuck to bench.
See, and like that was my kind of like my initial reaction. Like I said, until I remembered like a week or 2 ago where I wanted to bench Tuck everywhere, and then he had like 1 or 2 goals that day. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to fall for that, but I also feel like I don't want to say the Blues are like starting to wake up, but what do they have? Like it was like a 6-5 game against Philly last night. I feel like they're starting to score.
It's also insane.
Yeah, 6-5 shootout game last night.
And the weird part is, like, they've been struggling hard and they still have more points than Buffalo. Like, I don't know if this is a games played issue. I guess even if Buffalo wins their game today, they still would only tie the Blues, right? So the Blues have still scored like 10 more goals. Oh, sorry, 6 more goals than Buffalo's got. The Blues really are struggling because Binnington is really, really bad to start the gate, right? Like, really bad out the gate. Like, I think they have the worst goals against in the
That sounds
league.
right. One of
Yeah,
one of, if not the worst. Yeah, I to me it's Kyrou. But no, Tuck would. Tuck would kind of be up there for me if it hadn't been, like, again, recency bias of just like, I felt like you had to bench him a week or two ago, and he took that personally.
Yeah. I think someone else said it. Who is it? Blades? No, Blades. Mime said it. Both are streaky, and I do agree with that statement. Where, yeah, like in general, neither of those players are scoring, on a consistent basis of like getting in a goal and assist every single game type of deal. I think it comes more in like stretches of open play and then stretches of, I guess, like kind of like patches of desert, so to speak. So I would probably lean with just keeping everything cogent, because if you bench Tuck, your cheering for these teams doesn't go as random, right? You can still cheer for the Blues in general if you have both Thomas and Kyrou. If you're benching Kyrou, but you also have Thomas, then you're kind of really hoping their lines 1 and lines 2 is like kind of staggered, that even when they go on a power play 1, that they also stay apart. It's just, it's convoluted.
The Blues play Vegas, who usually don't let up much. So that's kind of where I'm at. Definitely why I'm kind of leaning Kyrou. Who does Buffalo? Buffalo plays Detroit, who could
have a leaky game.
He could go either way.
We don't have to, like, I guess we're giving stuff just for Blades to chew on, right? To think on over. Yeah.
So who do we? All right. So next up, they want to know goalies. So they have Hellebuck, Thompson, Vladar, and Nedeljkovic, who played last night for Philly.
Oh, wow.
Urson played last night, so Vladar could play today against Dallas.
Rare league,
I don't like that matchup. Nedeljkovic is out with a personal matter right now, so he's definitely not playing. Thompson against, who do the Capitals play? And then the Capitals are down Carlson. Well, maybe down Carlson. Carlson is a game time decision against the Devils. I don't like that matchup. Who does Winnipeg play?
It says Nedeljkovic is projected to start.
Really? Is he? Did he come back? I thought he was out on a personal matter. Maybe he's back already, because they did recall someone.
Yeah, he was returned to the roster.
Wow,
he Friday,
did. As of yesterday.
But again, it's still weird, right? Because if he's looking at all those guys,
against Seattle, I do like that matchup.
Because
it seems like I don't know if it's just Askarov standing on his head lately, but it seems like the Sharks might know how to defend a little bit. Especially if you look at Askarov's last few starts.
Only thought process is Ned is in IR, so he would.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
He has him in an IR spot.
In IR spots, so he would have to either. Do you think it's worthwhile to drop one of? Well, obviously, it's Vladar. Do you think it's worthwhile to drop Vladar for Ned?
Honestly, no. I'd rather have. Let me see what Philly's like goals against per game is, where they are there. Because I feel like Philly's been pretty stingy.
I just feel like
that could just be some kind of recency bias.
I feel like, and it says he's confirmed. Like, I don't know when they confirmed.
No, that makes it. Well, Urson played last night. Actually, Philly's one of the stingier. They're like fifth best in goals against per game. Even though it's Dallas, Philly, Vladar seems like, especially if you're going stats, like rate stats, Vladar seems like almost like a lock to me. Hellebuck seems, if assuming he gets the start, seems like a lock to me. One like perennial Vezina candidate, like seems like a lock to me.
I think the only issue, and I guess This is a more advanced strat for like some folks that like play with that IR slot. It would be good if Ned had a game. Actually, no, there's no way to play it. There's no way to play it because you want to keep of those three goalies, of those four goalies, the only three you want to keep are Vladar, Thompson, and Hellboy, right? So
Right.
you probably just want to drop Ned as soon as possible to free up your slots, I think, basically, because you can't add nobody so long as
Yeah.
Ned is stuck healthy in an IR.
Yeah. Barbashev, Zegras, or Zibanejad sit one. Currently sitting Barbashev. I agree. I picked up Barbashev for this week, and he has done jack all for me. Not thrilled, but I'm also not surprised. I'm not
tough.
mad, just disappointed.
It's almost worse. I have no expectations, and they still failed to deliver.
And I was almost like, oh, he's actually shooting and doing stuff. Like that's not usual for him. But he's also getting the deployment. You know what? I'm gonna stonks in Barbashev. Let's do this. And yeah, he's just been like in the screenshot here, just blank lines.
It's tough as well, right? Truthfully, he's playing on a team where he's not going to get that sort of deployment if everybody is healthy. So his main driver is just to play good, solid hockey. And if there's any opportunity with an injury, there he slots up. Unfortunately, with everybody clean as a whistle, healthy as a whistle, it's he's not going to get. Actually, wait, hold on, Alan. He's already getting this with Carlson out.
So wait, William Karlsson?
So this might be like his
yeah.
ceiling.
Oh, Barbashev is he's pretty much always been line one ever since he got traded to Vegas. I wish they'd kind of try someone else there, just to, I don't know, Dorofeyev. But I feel like there's a reason he's on that line one. Maybe they just like maybe he fits a role there with Eichel.
Yeah. I think he does, right? Because truthfully, you have Marner, who he's not the guy that gets in the boards and the corners and the
finesse playmaker.
Yeah, he's kind of the guy, he floats around at the top of the blue line and kind of collects the puck afterwards. He's your skill guy. Eichel is kind of the same dude, right? And you need a guy there that wins.
See, and that's Barbashev does the things that don't necessarily show up on your fantasy score sheet.
Unless you count giveaways or takeaways or something like that, but he's probably the guy you would. Although, Alan, if we're arguing the inverse, right? If we were telling folks maybe bench Kyrou, Vegas is playing, St. Louis tonight.
Right, one of the leakiest teams in the league. I don't know. I don't know if I just don't think you bench Zegras. What do you have in that game against St. Louis? Let me look that up here. He had 2 goals. He had a 3-point night against St. Louis, 2 goals, 1 assist. I would keep Zegras in, man. He's on a little bit of a hot streak right now. I forget what he had before that. Let me take a look.
Yeah, the only thing with Zegras is Zegras seems to be the dude that's anchoring the second power play, right? Because obviously Philly is really spreading out their talent, which is kind of surprising to say, where I never thought Philly was known for the high-end talent, so to speak.
Okay,
but yeah, I guess they do. Connect
nothing in the 2-1 against Edmonton, an assist against Ottawa, nothing against Nashville, 2 assists against Montreal. So he's I wouldn't get upset. All right.
The only thing too I would say with Zegras is Zegras got a bunch of scoring yesterday, but has kind of been a bit cold prior to that, right? That was his first. His first goal in Lord knows how many games. How many games? At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had not scored 6 in 6 straight games, and then scored, and this sandwiched it with 2 goals aside. So unless we're hoping Zegras' hot streak continues,
Gotcha. So we got one from Armin here. So he needs to bench 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So okay. So he's got 7. Needs to bench 4. So we need to play 3. So I feel like Toffoli is
Who's your must
almost a
start from
lock.
there?
I feel like Kadri. I forget what
Okay.
Cacuffle. I forget what Cacuffle rewards as far as like peripherals. I almost feel like
Right.
Kadri's pretty much a lock for me.
Names I would say,
Roslovic
yeah.
is probably a sit because Hyman is expected to play today. So Roslovic's going to shoot down that deployment chart. He may be even a drop at this point, depending on how deep the league is. Yeah, Ovi and Dylan Strome are hard to justify. Like Ovi has just been hard. Like Ovi is almost I am in a 10 team in it anyway. Like Ovi, I am questioning like just dropping him. I don't feel like in a 10 team he has trade value. Like he honestly might be a sit for me. Who did the Sharks play? Because I feel like Toffoli may be a play. They play Seattle. Yeah, I feel like because Seattle is down to Cord right now, so it's either Matt Murray or Philip Grubauer. Big on shots and blocks, but not hits.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like Toffoli is a start. Sarasovic's still PP1, but yeah, Nuge is still out, but Hyman is expected to play today, so that should bump someone off power play 1. But is
Alan,
it
you know
Roslovic?
me. I feel like the other thing I keep talking about, if it's not the schedule, the other thing I keep talking about over and over is correlative scoring, right? So this team is interesting for that because when you look specifically, like I'm just gonna pull up, I guess, a different note here so I can like jot this down. So you got a couple of teammates over here, right? You got Will Smith, Tyler Toffoli, right? You also got Ovi and Dylan Strome, right? So I would almost like if I were you, Armin, I would first of all just bucket them. And separate your teams because one, you functionally Monahan is with Monahan's Columbus, yeah, Monahan.
Yes.
Right? So basically you got 5 teams, sorry, set up here. And I would say if you
Marchenko, yeah. Actually,
right.
I would go Smith over Toffoli. Toffoli isn't shooting as much as I kind of thought he did. Smith shooting at a good clip and actually scoring. So I'd go, Smith over Toffoli. Smith, I feel like Smith and Kadri are locks for me so far.
Well, I would say basically you kind of want to start your buckets together, right? So like if you're going to start Will Smith, you should also start Tyler Toffoli. If you're going concentration, does that make sense? In terms of concentration, you could also diversify and split them all up, but it would make more sense if you concentrated in the sense that if that team scored, the chance of you doubling up on that team scoring would balloon. It's the higher risk and the higher reward. And then, the risks that follow through with it. So I would say Armin, like, well, you could even think of this. If you definitely have Marchenko and you definitely are starting him, he's unlikely to be scoring unassisted all his goals all the way through. He's probably you probably want to start him as well and then roll from there. What's he saying?
So he's leaning benching Strome, Toffoli, Kadri, and Monahan. Really okay.
Yeah, I mean, Armin, you could do that. I'm just saying, like, so if you're to do Alan's, like I guess Alan and I are describing it in different settings, right? Alan, you can jump in and correct me if I'm saying it differently on your end.
I agree with Smith. Especially if it rewards shots more.
Like functionally, Armin, like this is your setup. If both the Sharks and the Caps end up in a shootout, you would have wanted to start those 2 cohorts of players, Smith and Toffoli, Ovi, and Strome. You don't know they're going to be in a shootout now, but that's functionally how it's going to go. It is more diversified, let's say, if you take one of each player. But how would you feel, for example, if you decided I'm going to start Toffoli, I'm going to start Ovi, and then Strome and Will on the exact same team get hat tricks, So you want to either start both like players in that tandem, or you want to bench both players in that tandem, and then it makes your decisions way easier. For example, if you don't believe either of those guys are going to start and do a ton of stuff, just start Roslovic, Kadri, and Monahan.
Wow. Okay. Kadri, I really thought Kadri's not hitting. That's kind of worrisome. And he's not blocking. He is shooting though. But he's also not really getting points. Yeah. So I agree. I agree with benching Kadri. I actually agree with benching Monahan. He doesn't shoot as much as I thought he did. Strome, though.
Yeah, if diversification is his goal, then Monahan should be his number one bench lock, because you would want to diversify on other teams, right? I don't believe in diversification at all, personally. Like, I heavily believe in concentration, but if the goal is diversification, then straight up bench Monahan first, and then everyone else will roll from there. So he's got 3 other bench slots to handle? So there's 3
so
other
out
bench.
Of 7. Yeah, out of 7. So, if you're already saying bench Monahan, then we got to bench 3 more.
3 more, right? So Monahan's gone, and then you're going to look at your other guys, right? So there's Will, Tyler, Ovi, Dylan, Roslovic, and Kadri. And I would say if you're looking to diversify, the first one you want to check, I guess, would be matchup, right? So
and then the Jets are one of the stingiest teams. Yeah, they're sixth best in goals against. So yeah, I agree with benching Kadri.
Right. Okay,
and yeah, man, if Kadri's not hitting or blocking, that just takes the floor just leagues down.
100%.
Yeah, I wonder if he's playing through some kind of injury or something, if he's not doing that.
Well, the irony, too, is, Armin, if you're saying you believe in diversification and then you bench Kadri and Roslovic,
yeah,
you basically stacked the 2 teams and you end up concentrating. You know what I mean? So
Roslovic, I would keep an eye out if Hyman comes back, because if Hyman comes back today, and it's pretty likely, I think that bumps down Roslovic off power play 1.
So the hilarious part is
a floor of shots and bad line mates. I like that.
No, yeah, but like it's hilarious, because to believe in diversification instead of concentration, and then bench all the guys that are on different teams, you still end up concentrating onto those 4 guys, right? So I would say you basically, if you were going to say diversification first and foremost, you basically have to only bench one of those 4 players that plays on your 2 teams, right? Will Smith, Tyler Toffoli, Ovi, or Dylan Strome, if you're believing in diversification, because you're already benching Monahan. He's playing on Marchenko's team, and you already have Marchenko, and you want to diversify. So you have to, if you are hard lining on, I want diversification. Personally, I don't believe in it, but yeah, if you're hard lining on it, you have to start Roslovic and Kadri, because they are the only 2 guys on different teams. And then you're going to choose from as many teams as possible. You'd end up with 4 teams. And so now you have 1 team covered by Kadri, 1 team covered by Roslovic. And so you'll need to jump on into Smith or Toffoli. You cannot start both, because, again, you're diversifying. And then you have to choose Ovi or Strome, not diversifying.
No, I agree with you, Armin. Yeah, Smith over Toffoli, Ovi over Strome.
Yes. And Bob's your uncle.
And I kind of agree with your original benches: Strome, Toffoli, Kadri, Monahan. If Hyman comes back, I would consider benching Roslovic and putting Strome in. But yeah, I would try to arrange your active roster so you have that like buffer. Because what time does the Edmonton game start? 7. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I think like the earliest game is like Lightning Panthers at 5, and then Ducks Minnesota at 6. But most of the games start at 7. Okay, so you're good. So about like 6:30, you should kind of have a good idea. Well, 6:30 Eastern. I don't know what time zone you're in, but yeah, that's try to arrange your guys so that you have that time to see if Hyman's in, because that definitely Yeah, there we go. Kadri, Roslovic. Yeah, because I mean, that's big news to me that Kadri isn't hitting or blocking. That's, I don't know. To me, it makes it sound like he's not healthy. And it looks like Armin's got one more question there.
I mean, the only thing is, like, when we're saying he's not hitting or blocking, like, this is what, 4-game sample, but he hasn't been hitting mostly this entire season, right? Like, the main one is he's still been racking up a ton of shot volume. So
I know he's shooting a lot, so his wrists are fine. Wrists and shoulders are fine, but it's
also depends if you do.
Yeah, he's got something going on.
He's putting a lot of work in on the not playoffs, sorry, in the face-off dot as well as on the power play. So, depends what value.
Need to start to the D. I feel like Cats League with no blocks, so I feel like Kling for points and power play points. Kling's gonna kill your plus minus though.
Dobson and Klingberg, no?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to get to
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get to
Pokemans. Yeah,
Pokemans. Points league. So we are benching. We're just benching Aho. Oh, we're looking at centers. Okay,
right. So, Hischier, Strome, or Aho.
Well, I feel like Hischier's a lock just because Jack Hughes is out, so he's gonna get primo deploymento. And then it's do we want to play Aho over Strome?
I think Aho's on a start your stud basis. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Pokemon too. Like, I know Dylan Strome's gonna get his hat trick tonight. He's been popping up over and over, and we're telling folks to bench him. But like knowing what we know, you would go with Aho and Hischier.
I mean, well, what's Hischier done lately? I mean, just because he's getting better deployment doesn't mean he may actually do anything with it.
Okay, if we're arguing devil's advocate, for sure. We literally just started out our whole segment with Hughes is grabbing and leaning on pieces of glass and shards of glass. So maybe the talent setup right now at the top end.
Jesus, like Hischier got 23 minutes last game and only had like one assist to show for it. He got 24-58 the game before that, like 3 shots to show for it. Like, okay, I see the complaint that he's just like not doing anything with it.
What is he doing? Is he just taking laps?
Cardio.
Jeez.
And it's not like they're like tough teams like Chicago, the Islanders. Man, yeah.
But Alan, like everything about those 24 minutes was still happening with Jack on ice. Is he going to get friggin' 33 minutes now that he's gonzo? Like, I don't know, Alan. He's playing power play 1, line 1. He's playing on penalty kill. Sorry, he's playing on the penalty kill as well. Like, maybe? I don't know.
And I mean, benching Strome is a possibility here.
Oh yeah, no, you.
I do feel like you got to fit Aho in here, man. Edmonton, oh man, Edmonton loves letting their goalie like just.
The keeper will save it. The keeper will save it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I think it's Hischier and Aho, and I guess that's about it. So what's Crispy's asking about this?
Not typical sit start question. So 5 left to wing. So he needs someone to drop when Brady comes back.
Okay, so Forsberg is a lock. Like you cannot drop Forsberg.
Right. Svech, I found a league I'm in where Svech was available, so I have picked him up. I feel like I don't know. He has piqued my curiosity.
Keep him for sure. Seth Jarvis is day to day. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Keep him for sure.
Ovi, Holloway, and Voronkov. Who would you try to trade away? Who do you think would be a good trade target to buy low? Need to be a D, center, right wing. You know who you think you should a center be perfect to try and buy low on right now? Fucking Braden Point, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to buy low on. We're getting like Tampa Bay Lightning right now. In a redraft.
Well, another one I was thinking about would be like, I don't know if it's buy low, but it depends if you believe that sort of deployment could scale and stick. Like Morgan Geekie, right? Centering top 6 in Boston right now. Like Boston is always going to. I mean, I don't know about always. Like, we'll see how they do against Montreal tonight. But yeah, general, that would be an interesting one. I would say more geeky for one of those guys. But looking at your players, I would not drop Forsberg or Svetch. And Ovi, Holloway, or Voronkov, I would think of those
I feel
guys.
like Holloway and Voronkov are the low men on the totem pole.
Holloway is still the best of, I guess, best of that lot over there in St. Louis. And I think Holloway kind of is like a safe floor across so many different metrics. But having said that, like, what was this format that he was saying, right? Like a trade target to buy low. So he's looking to trade away. He's not looking to start or bench one of these guys. He's looking to trade away those guys.
I would say if you believe in Thomas Harley still, perfect time to buy low on him.
Alan, I think of the names to trade, he should trade away Ovi, right? Ovi for the name recognition would probably fetch somebody of value, whereas like a Holloway, I think Holloway is the inverse Ovi, right? He doesn't have the name recognition and probably does produce. Voronkov, I would put in the same boat too. Like aside from fantasy managers, I don't think anyone knows who Voronkov is. No offense to.
Right. Yeah. Especially because I think we've said before, and I still kind of stand by it. Like he's just kind of the third wheel on the line. I don't think he really drives his own offense.
But like Marchenko obviously is the guy doing most of that legwork, but then I think Voronkov kind of like, is part of that success. I think it's kind of a small market curse too, right? Where those players, like they're well known and beloved in those areas by the teams they've crushed, and remember them with vendettas. But aside from that, ask a Kings player, he probably doesn't know too much about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Marchenko or Voronkov included, right? So that sort of thing caps your ceiling when you're trying to trade with guys, because they're like, who the hell is Voronkov? And they're like, yo, he's got all these points, yo, he's done all this, and then the other team is just like, yeah, but I'm not going to give up my beloved Harley for that dude. Ovi probably, geez, what has Ovi done this season so far? Like
Jack All, he might have
Jack.
Yeah,
he's not even top 3 when you like scroll through like his own teammates, but he has been the dude that was plastered on every television. I think he made it onto ESPN highlights, Alan, at one point. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy I think you have to target as, the trade, like the trade piece if you're trading away.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Ovi's trade stock is probably maybe not as low as it was that couple seasons ago where he just fell off a cliff, but it's pretty low right now.
He's also like, is he on the wrong side of 40 right now, or is he still 39? I don't even remember.
No, I feel like he is 40.
He is 40. Yeah. I mean, Alan, aside from Ovi, like, I don't think there's a trade person that he can target away from his team, right? Like, he could trade Forsberg.
Yeah, he could trade Forsberg. He could try to sell high on Svetch right now.
I feel like it's Ovi. That's kind of like the sweet spot. The other two, I think Voronkov and Holloway provide too much value and not enough name recognition. And I think Forsberg and Svetch provide too much value. Like I
said, sell high on Svetch.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. And you said Harley was the suggestion, right? And I think I mentioned
if you're trying to buy low on someone, I don't know what Harley's ceiling is without Power Play 1. It gets under my skin that Heiskanen is actually doing stuff this season, and that as long as he continues to do stuff, they probably don't move him from Power Play 1. Or hopefully he meets an unfortunate accident sometime soon. That doesn't affect his quality of life.
That also doesn't affect him
Yeah.
holding onto a piece of glass. Oh man, Alan, I
Yeah.
can't let that go. Oh my goodness, I cannot let that go. Or maybe I should let it go, because if he let go of that piece of glass, it wouldn't have hurt him that way. Oh my goodness, it just
But I mean, Forsberg could be a tradable piece too. But yeah,
I don't know,
Forsberg,
Alan.
I feel like he kind of hold to. But Svetch, I
Forsberg's-
feel like is a trade high right now because you don't know
Forsberg
what happens
always
with him.
gives like top 40, top 30 value year in, year out, though. You know, like that sort of and like on great
I love
on
this
great
package
Preds
Ovi for
teams.
Point and Darlene. Love it.
Oh man. Do
I
we
don't
want
know
to
if they
jump on
take that, but yeah. Let's
Let's go to
move
Puck
on.
Heyman.
His
Okay, so
next
we
one
added
here
Askarov
Yep.
last game, and then Stolars went day to day. What? Okay, he's rolling through all this. If Ned is back, do I drop Askarov and put in Wall if designated to play first game? Wow, this guy is okay. He is really threading the needle here. Oh, okay. His question, I think, is simple though, right? So, would we rather Wall, new, freshly not personal reasoned, instead of, I guess, a guaranteed starter in Askarov, where he's guaranteed to see rubber against a team, trigger friendly Seattle? I do not believe that Askarov is the 1A. Was that ever in? Was that a discussion, Alan?
I don't know, especially with his play lately. I feel like Askarov has kind of made a case for him to be the 1A at this point.
Okay, but
yeah, going into the season, I was like, yeah, Askarov, small, like what sample
Right.
size we have, I would have viewed him as the 1B.
But the other one too is like, it's kind of like, you know, like the frog is king of the pond, sure, but it's like, you know, San Jose is not exactly a crease that you want to be king of necessarily. And the other one too is Askarov isn't starting today, so, or projected it's going to be Ned, so Askarov is not getting today's start. So Wall would be the person that you're getting, I think, in terms of getting an actual start today.
Right. Is Wall confirmed?
He isn't, but let's see.
You almost have to be. I mean, because Stolars is out. I mean, what do you put Dennis Hildeby or
was the
did they
other
call?
guy.
Did Toronto call someone up? Like,
well, Hildeby's gotten the last 3 starts,
so it almost have to be Wall. Like you can't run Hildeby like that.
Sorry, Hildeby didn't get the last 3 starts. What Hildeby did is, I think Hildeby came in relief.
Okay.
But yeah, Hildeby's riding.
This is tricksy. You can't assume that Chicago's an easy game now.
Yeah, especially Spencer Knight, right? Yeah, especially Spencer Knight.
That's insane. I think you put it this way, and this is the way I word it now. They bought low on Spencer Knight, and it's shit.
Yeah. And it came trumps for them. Holy moly. I still think, though, like, if you are going to bank these different guys, like, Toronto right now is trending really poorly. I think they've lost 4 of their last 4, right? They've lost their last 4 straight games. They're, like, bottom of the league right now. But what Toronto has done is Toronto's basically done, like, a point per game. You know what I mean? So I think, reasonably speaking, you kind of could expect Toronto to have 20 points in 20 games, which is out of the playoff picture, by the way, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, first time in almost a decade. But having said that, Toronto's got 18 points, 18 games right now, so they're probably going to win their next and lose their next, right? Who do they play? They play Chicago, and who's the game afterwards? Chicago and St. Louis. So you probably assume they would win the St. Louis game and lose the Chicago game, or lose both in overtime.
So like, as much as I want to like toot the horn on Askarov, I feel like at any moment he could turn back into a pumpkin. Like, if you look at the save percentage on all of Askarov's like last 5-6 starts, it looks great on paper, but look carefully at who all those opponents are. Like, Colorado is like the marquee opponent, right? He won 3-2, but look at some of those others. Like, they're not like playoff contender, cup contender opponents. So just be careful putting your faith in the Sharks to give Askarov like great start, like quality starts. But no, I am right now. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Askarov. Like, it's cool to watch the Sharks do this.
I'm gonna say too, though, like looking under the hood a bit, like Askarov, I'd almost want to say, like, maybe we do want Askarov shares. This guy is seeing so much rubber. Like, this dude is almost like a university campus clinic. I'm gonna double back from there. Anyways, but yeah, so he's definitely gotten a fair ton of vulcanized rubber in his face. Alan, I don't know, like maybe we do want more of that on our rosters, especially like given the last recent run of form compared to Wall, where we're really banking. Like, the only reason I would drop Askarov for Wall is if I thought that Wall was going to get the win. Aside from that, if both of them have like an equal chance, you know, like I'm just going to say like, you know, 50-50 either side.
Right.
I could see Chicago, you know, like ahead 2-1, outshot, like, you know, like 15-25, something like that. In which case, I don't know if you necessarily want to be on the Wall side of it. He's not going to get a ton of volume and he might lose. You know, Askarov is going to face a ton of rubber either way, and he might still get you the dub.
I would keep Dustal and Askarov in tonight. I don't know if I'd chance with how injured Toronto is. Yeah. Would I rather have Vladar, Greaves, or Toronto goalies over Askarov? No. I mean, I know I just said like earlier that like Philly is very stingy, but I also don't how.
Well, the other one, Alan, is when we describe like and when we lambaste creases, I would still damn rather have a starter in a crease than I would having a backup of a top team. Like,
and
just pure volume.
Agree. Like Askarov is super high pedigree. Agreed. It's just I'm not sure he's. I mean, unless this is what we're seeing right now, who knows when or if he hasn't already like taken that sort of next step to live up to his pedigree.
Right.
Yeah, and Greaves, I know they've given him like I think 2 starts in a row now, but I mean part of that was kind of Elvis was sick. I don't know, whatever. I know, and agreed, Armin, but like I just said, like look at who they were playing, like, and I don't think really most of those teams were not like cup contender teams, except for Colorado. Well, Florida this season has either been like they're going to score 6 or they're going to score like 1 or 2. They're very Jekyll and Hyde. Like
the defense has not kept them. I would say honestly, the defense hasn't kept them in as many games. I remember even seeing like Seth Jones. Like, look at his recent like numbers. It's really horrific
in their current state. I don't know if I call Florida a cup contender, playoff contender. But I don't know if I call Florida a cup contender.
Music to Edmonton Oilers' ears, Alan.
Oh, I don't know if I call Edmonton a cup contender, man. Like this and it's not even, and I can't even blame Stuart Skinner or Pickard. Like we've had this conversation. Like it's not on the backs of their goalies. It's on the backs of how they play in front of those 2 fine gentlemen who
the highlights themselves are deceptive. And then if you watch the game flow themselves, like the game tape as well, it's horrific, Alan. It is. I don't. Who do you talk to? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to even think. I was like, is this a Chris issue? I was like, does the knobber have to go over and like, you know, deliver some tough, you know, like chats with his players? I don't know what is happening.
It's like I hope they treat like Skinner and Pickard to like steak all the time. Steak or just whatever they want. Like if they want just like ice cream or just the finest like filet mignon, like they just buy omelets all the time.
You know, whatever they want. Yeah.
And that they are the pallbearers at their funerals so they can let them down one more time.
Incredible.
So what do we think of Huberdeau? I don't know. Like for playoffs, I think Huberdeau will kill your plus minus. At this point, yeah, again, he's just like a 60-point guy.
I mean, you're not adding a guy for your playoffs now, though. Either way, you're just hitting.
And
those
well, that's
star
what
watch
that's what
lists.
Armin's saying
Yeah.
is that he's just thinking about playoffs. So I mean, I don't know what Calgary's schedule is for playoffs. I haven't thought that far ahead. Like I am, like TJ said on Sunday, I'm kind of in that same boat as like, man, I thought I made all the right moves, but I'm in the mushy middle. In
That
all of
yeah,
my
that's
leagues.
and that's exactly my feeling too, right? Where I think you can make all the right moves, and then you're looking at it, and it's like the other guy, for some reason, same record, same score, and I've got like 90% of his score, right? So I was like, how the hell is he scoring so much more? Roslovic or Roslovic,
So
like
neither an option. Because like as a DC, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but Hyman seems pretty likely for tonight, which then I think shoves Roslovic like way down the depth chart.
but they said he's still getting top deployment because there's somebody else that's out with Nuge, I think.
Really? Well, Nuge is still out, but I feel like they got to bump someone off PP1.
They do.
Yeah.
Well,
what's their PP1 right now? Let me
so
check.
right now
Maybe there is still room for
it's
Roslovic.
McDavid, Dry, Bouchard, and then
Well, there we go. We're bumping Bouchard.
Tomasic used to be it, and then it was Roslovic.
Yeah,
But now
shoot.
I think what they're saying is, so Tomasic goes out, and then Hyman comes on in.
Yeah, shoot. Okay, yeah. If there's still room for Roslovic on PP1, man, you gotta play Roslovic. Okay, well, I should have checked that before I was
How many
dooming and
games
glooming.
are we in right now for Hyman to be in? So Hyman's missed 17 games then?
Yeah,
19 games. Sorry. So he's game 20. So I think he's almost like trending right above expectation, right? I guess they've played more games than every other team in the Western Conference, though. So that's the only.
Ew, that's gross.
I don't know. I think honestly, I think Edmonton's fine. I don't think any of
Frost?
these games matter. You know what I mean? Like Edmonton could be any position, and they will be, in my mind, the top contender. Let's see.
There
One
we go.
last
Sorry,
question.
I missed this question, Armin. Frost, Quinn, Gergensons. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about starting Gergensons.
Yeah, with just Frost and Quinn.
Frost or
Yeah.
Quinn. Who does Buffalo play? Detroit.
Were there? So, was there? I'm just going to tackle Pot Cayman's second question
sorry.
there.
Did
When he was
we?
saying, so his.
Are we? Did we never answer this goalie question?
No. We did. I think
okay.
we want Askarov instead, and then we'll see how well plays. But then there's a second question afterwards down where he said,
"Oh yeah.
One of his D-men is on a game time decision. John Carlson. Who do I drop if I need to put John Carlson in IR?"
Well, when you just swap him for Wall.
Oh, I see what you mean. He didn't offer. He wanted the goalies. Yeah. I would probably say yeah.
And
like,
then just Wall's on your bench.
Wall. Yeah. Okay.
Or I just wouldn't do anything because it just sounds like it's a maintenance thing, and then Carlson could be fine next game. Yeah. I don't know if I'd panic. Yeah. So is Frost? I forget. I can't remember if he was traded or if he is still.
I'm just gonna hop in for our ad drop for a bit, Alan, just to get some extra questions in.
Okay.
Byfield or Zook?
First reactions, Alan. Sorry, let me find it. So yeah, Armin's question: Frost or Gergensen? For Frost, Quinn or Gergensons? I would do Quinn.
Well, who's second start though?
Oh, start two of them. Oh,
Frost and Quinn, right?
Yeah, I have Frost and Quinn.
Frost and Quinn. Okay, so an ad drop for sneaky Canadian. There was Byfield or Zook?
I feel like it's Byfield.
It's Byfield.
Byfield, like kind of instantly.
Schmaltz or Heineman to activate Hyman. Holy moly, these guys are making some. He's got some good rosters and tough decisions.
It's got to be a 10-man.
It's yeah.
That's tough because
It's gotta be
Schmaltz, I feel like,
Heineman,
is
right?
someone you picked up to like.
Yeah.
Depends on your scoring.
Oh
Because if
wait,
it's a
slot in.
league,
Why doesn't he just put Quinn Hughes on the day to day, and then just pop him in? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Kick the problem down the can, and then sometimes it resolves itself.
Right? Or hear me out. Like he could just like leave his roster as is, and then just let today be like an audition for Hyman.
Could be too.
Right? Because I mean, he got
Yes.
no camp. He has been injured or whatever, recovering from surgery. I forget what it is. That feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah. Wait.
Could
Oh
be
wait.
like an audition.
It wasn't his
in quotes.
wrist, was it? Was it his wrist that he injured when they won Game 5 or 6 in the playoffs? Was it? I don't. Maybe it was his wrist actually. Funny enough, I think he came to the same conclusion as I read LE26's comments down. I think he came to the same conclusion as we did. Just leave Hyman in IR.
Oh, here we go. Surgery on fractured and damaged ligaments.
Jeez. Kind of friggin' sounds like Evander Kane's injury, and it took him a while to get back from it.
Dude, and that's what. So here we go. That's what it's like. It's obviously, like Heineman is on a heater. It doesn't matter who he's playing on Sunday. Like if you're on a heater, whatever. Like Schmaltz is on a heater too. Like he's normally not that he doesn't go on a heater this long.
And the other one I would say too is it's inverted if you have players like Heineman, right? Like Heineman is not going to be the guy that does better when he faces off against, your classic shitty team or rough team. He does better when he faces off against a high possession team that carries the puck for a long time because he has more chances to separate man from puck. That's a hit. He gets more chances to grab his blocks and all those things. And like the chaos is what makes players like Heineman thrive, right? So you want to ride players like Heineman. I would also say like players like Jeremy Lauzon when they're playing good teams. That's when their opportunities arise. I guess the last one, Alan, I was going to say is keep one 10-teamer Cats League with hits and blocks. Thomas Heineman and Zegras.
Heineman. Like,
it's got to be Thomas, no? He doesn't do anything.
Rob Thomas, he doesn't do anything except points.
Score, but he's got to be on pace for the. I don't know. It's tough to get guys because if you don't get the scorers, you're not going to win those assists. Like I'm assuming they're traditional and do the power play, whatever stuff too, right? Heineman's not going to get you that stuff, and Zegras might be the happy middle, but of the two, you probably want Heineman. No, you probably want Thomas over Zegras, maybe, or Zegras. I mean,
and again, he could turn into a pumpkin at any time. But no, I've picked up Heineman in a couple spots, and he's turned into a hold for me. Like the peripherals just give him just that nice.
Oh, I think it's Zegras
and the points.
Alan Zegras has 6 goals and 13 assists. That is disgusting.
On the season, right?
On the season.
Yeah.
On the season.
But I mean, well, hear me out. So Philly is they're like one of the lower scoring teams so far this season. What are they? Yeah, they're like bottom 10. They're like less than 3 goals a game. I mean, this is, like I said, he just had a 3-point night, but I don't know how much I trust that as like a sustainable thing.
I'm going to say no matter what, maybe I'm going to walk it back and say for Thomas, like Thomas
he'll get you points, but if you want other categories filled, I feel like Heineman is the best.
So the big one I would say too is if we're following history, you want the floor of Thomas because Thomas is right now doing way under a point per game, but he always has ended a point per game player. So you'd think St. Louis is going to roll forward if Rob Thomas is going to get his point per game at the end of
Dahlin is back
this season. Sorry, Alan,
I just saw I just saw a tweet that Darlene is in his normal spot in power play.
What? Oh my goodness. Grab your IR slots, folks. Absolutely pound that
Shit,
folk out of the IR slot. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I got a league. I gotta move. I gotta update now, man. Well, I got time. Yeah, wow. Okay. That was quick.
Jeez, that was quick. Yeah, and he's not updated on any of the other things quite yet. So yeah,
I
get
know,
in
I'll
on it,
have
folks.
to-
Yeah,
I
this
gotta
is
look
straight
into
off
this.
the press.
I gotta look into this after the show. But yeah, no, I just saw a tweet that Darlene was in his normal spot on the power play. And I don't think there
Holy
are any
moly.
other players with the last name Darlene.
no,
I don't
there
think.
aren't.
I don't think. But yeah, it is Nuno 1. So hopefully this was useful to at least one person out there today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And yeah, we're working on getting some special guests in here sooner rather than later. Thanks for tuning in and good luck out there. And we will see you next time.
Yeah, we'll pick you up later.